everybody, welcome back to Let's Talk Physical Media. I'll be your host, John. This is the weekly news show where we talk everything in the world of physical media. And it was a very busy week in the world of physical media. We got Arrow Video's April 2025 announcements. Scream and Shout Factory confirms what they'll be doing in April. We had a couple other announcements mixed in there, a couple other re-releases, so we'll just dive right into it. The big one, obviously, is from Arrow Video. And they announced that they'll be giving us the Dollars Trilogy on 4K Blu-ray individually, actually. So you'll be getting a fistful of dollars in April for a few dollars more in May. And then, of course, the big one, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly in June. The Good, and the Bad, and the Ugly is just one of the most famous films of all time. Forget it being just a famous Western or a famous spaghetti Western directed by Sergio Leone, starring Clint Eastwood, and probably his most famous performance of all time as the man with no name. And if you're wondering how are these going to compare to those KINO LORBER 4K Blu-ray releases that came out a couple of years ago, which I didn't grab because a lot of people didn't say anything good about them, and I just figured, okay, I'll wait. And then the rumors came out about last year that these were being worked on by Arrow, and the people who did the work on these have been talking about these transfers and said that these are a huge improvement over the KINO LORBER 4K Blu-rays. They undid 61 years of issues, so just a ton of heart and soul have been put into these 4K Blu-rays. I actually like this of releasing one each and every single month. You know, let that wallet fill back up so you can spend a little bit more the next month. That way you're not on the hook for all three movies on 4K Blu-ray in one shot. Now, does this mean that it'll get like a trilogy pack next year? Possibly, but I still like the way that they're rolling this out right now. I appreciate that. And just to hear all the effort that they put into this trilogy just gets me so excited. I can't wait for these to come to 4K Blu-ray. Now, I'm not the world's biggest fan of a fistful of dollars or for a few dollars more, but I do love The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I haven't seen a fistful of dollars or for a few dollars more in like 10 years, so I'm really excited to see these on 4K Blu-ray when they come out. And this kind of makes me think this is what Arrow Video is actually going to do with the other Friday the 13th films that they have the rights to. They have the New Line Cinema rights, like Jason Goes to Hell, Jason X, and Freddy vs. Jason. There's been rumors, and they've even put cards in their packs that those movies are going to be coming to 4K Blu-ray soon. I would not be surprised if they do a similar rollout that they did with the Dollars Trilogy here. Like, let's just, for example, say, hey, in August, you're going to get Jason Goes to Hell. In September, you're going to get Jason X. And then in October, spooky season, you'll get Freddy vs. Jason. I wouldn't be surprised if they do that. You know, that way you can sell more copies, you can promote them, you can do great marketing. And I actually kind of like it, but I'm curious, what do you guys think about this one-a-month rollout? But that's not all they announced for April. They also announced that they're going to be giving us FX and FX2 on Blu-ray, Booger on Blu-ray, which I've never seen, and doesn't really seem like something that would be up my alley, but hey, you never know. Let me know in the comment section if that movie's good. And then, of course, a big one that they're promoting is Bullets and Betrayal. This is a 5-film collection, and these are going to be limited edition Blu-ray, so if you're a fan of Japanese films, this looks like it's going to be right up your alley. I imagine my buddy Frank from Frank's Media Reviews is going to be really excited about this one. And then the big one for a lot of people, and this is one I have to grab, is The Long Kiss Goodnight starring Samuel L. Jackson. I remember last month when I did my top 10 Samuel L. Jackson performances, I didn't have that on my list. I haven't seen it in quite a long time. And you know what? A lot of people put that in their top 10. Some people even said that that was their favorite Samuel L. Jackson performance. So I feel a little bit obligated to have to pick that one up, check it out for the first time in a long time. And it looks like they're going to be giving us some great packaging on it as well. So that's pretty exciting. So if you're a fan of The Long Kiss Goodnight, you're going to be eating good in the neighborhood with that one. So Arrow Video really kind of knocked it out of the park. And speaking of Jason X, one of the people working on that 4K transfer have said that it's using a brand new camera negative, so people are going to be excited about that. This is another thing about Arrow Video that I've noticed. So even if it's been released on 4K Blu-ray somewhere else, like just for an example, the Silence of the Lamb 4K Blu-ray, the Dollars Trilogy on 4K Blu-ray, Dressed to Kill, if they've been released somewhere else, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be the exact same transfer, or if it is the exact same transfer, they're going to actually like touch it up, do their little Arrow Video touches to clean it up. They seem to be very aware of the issues that are on previous releases, so to see them actually doing the extra work to correct those issues really is something that physical media fans should pay attention to, because not every studio is willing to do that. There's plenty of studios out there like Paramount who will just keep re-releasing the same shitty disc over and over and over again in just new packaging, not say a word, make us think, is that going to be the same transfer? And then you get burned yet again. So it's nice to see a studio like Arrow Video actually go the extra mile, clearly care about these transfers. That's why boutique labels are king. And speaking of boutique labels, last week we talked about Scream and Shout Factory's April releases, and they were just rumors at the time, but they were kind of confirmed. We finally got finally got confirmation that like Time Cop, Sorority House Massacre, The Hunt, Renfield, which is also going to be getting a Walmart exclusive 4K Steelbook that looks awesome, are all going to be coming to 4K Blu-ray. Please Don't Destroy the Treasure of Foggy Mountain, which is something I've never seen. And then Summer Wars, and then a Summer Wars 4K Blu-ray Steelbook are also going to be coming out. There were rumors that Hail Caesar, and I thought this was going to get confirmed as well. Maybe that's just something that they're working on from the Coen brothers is going to be coming to 4K Blu-ray, but that wasn't mentioned. So the big ones, obviously, The Hunt, Time Cop. Time Cop is a day one purchase for me. The Hunt I really like, so if you guys didn't check out The Hunt, you know, it kind of got buried because it was one of the last films released before the pandemic happened, and just like a bunch of movies that came out before the pandemic happened, that just kind of got buried and unfortunately disappeared. And I think The Hunt was a really good satire movie that is definitely worth your time. I can highly recommend that one as well. Renfield is good. You know, I wouldn't say it's the greatest film ever made, but if you're a big fan of Nicolas Cage and what he does, and you know the Nicolas Cage over the top acting, I mean, you could do worse than Renfield. And then obviously Sorority House Massacre has a lot of fans, especially if you're a fan of 80s films. You're going to be excited to get that one on 4K Blu-ray as well. So we finally got confirmation on those. And then we got some 4K Steelbook announcements this week. The big one was really funny from Lionsgate. Flight Risk coming to 4K Blu-ray. This one stars Mark Wahlberg, was directed by Mel Gibson. #1 at the box office last week. Didn't make a lot of money, but still, it's got its announcements for its 4K Steelbook release. One thing people are talking about is Mark Wahlberg and that bald cap that he has on in that movie. Well, if you look at that Steelbook, you know, Lionsgate loves to play around with their slipcovers over the Steelbooks. You know, when the slipcover's on, it's got his backwards baseball cap on. When you pull it off, there it is, revealing that bald cap underneath. You know, Lionsgate knew the mission for this 4K Steelbook, and they nailed it. Because honestly, I don't know how many people are going to go out of their way to pick up Flight Risk on 4K Steelbook, but this is almost like a collector's item, and it's actually pretty funny. So this is something I could see people picking up just because of the Steelbook and the slipcover, and just being like, hey, this is actually like a pretty cool little collector's item, even if the movie itself isn't that great. I can't say for sure because I haven't seen it yet, but from what I've heard, people aren't loving the movie. But hey, I'll check it out one of these days, and we'll see for myself. And another movie that's been in theaters right now is Den of Thieves 2. Now, the original Den of Thieves never got a 4K Blu-ray release. Well, you're in luck if you're a fan of the original Den of Thieves movie and its sequel. That is going to be getting a 4K Steelbook double pack coming out. Also looks fantastic. I've actually never seen the Den of Thieves films, and I don't know why. I'm a huge fan of the rewatchables, and I think they've done 2 shows on the Den of Thieves films. They'd say it's like, you know, basically like the movie Heat light, and I'm a huge fan of Heat. And if it's just a fun bank robbery crime film, I'll probably enjoy the Den of Thieves movies. I just don't know why I haven't seen them yet. I am a big fan of pretty much everyone in there. O'Shea Jackson Jr. is in that. He's always a lot of fun. Don't think he's appreciated enough. So I might actually end up grabbing those 4K Steelbooks. It'd be a fun first time watch. And then obviously getting to review those 4K Steelbooks here on the channel would be a lot of fun. Also this week, KINO LORBER was talking about their April 2025 releases that are going to be coming out. And one is Foul Play, which stars Chevy Chase and Goldie Hawn. I'm not the biggest fan of this movie. It's not one of my favorite Chevy Chase films. This actually came out pretty early in his like film career. You can pick that one up on April 22nd. The very same day, you can pick out a movie I've been waiting to come to 4K Blu-ray for a very long time, from the first time they announced that this was going to be getting a brand new transfer. And that movie is Sneakers, starring Robert Redford in actually my favorite Robert Redford performance, Dan Aykroyd, River Phoenix. I mean, the movie is fantastic. Sidney Poitier pops up in that movie as well in a small role. Sneakers is a fantastic movie with a great score, one of the best films of the early 1990s. I think it came out in 1992, the year I was born. So the year of 1992 gave us Me, Unforgiven, Malcolm X, and Sneakers. So 1992 is a great year in film, and I'm glad to see that movie coming to 4K Blu-ray. Glad it's finally confirmed to be coming. Haven't gotten the box art on it yet, like Foul Play, so let's hope it doesn't actually get pulled, because right now it says April 22nd, so I'm hoping that's official. And then like we talked about, there's also going to be a couple 4K Steelbook re-releases for movies that already have 4K Blu-ray releases. Now, I don't think these have actually been released on their own. They're only in Columbia Classics box sets, so I have these on 4K Blu-ray. Like in Volume 1, Gandhi, which is the 1982 Best Picture winner, directed by Richard Attenborough, and if you don't know that name, just think of John Hammond in Jurassic Park. That's Richard Attenborough. And if you're a fan of the movie E.T., in 1982, Richard Attenborough's Gandhi actually beat E.T. for Best Picture. And I disagree with that, but Gandhi is honestly a fantastic film. Ben Kingsley won the Academy Award for playing Gandhi. And I think this is a very important film you guys should actually watch. It's a 3.5-hour epic, but it's so well done. The acting is great. And obviously, if you don't know the story of Gandhi, I mean, this is a great way to enter into that. So I could definitely recommend this 4K Steelbook. It looks very nice, very similar to other Sony 4K Steelbook releases that you've seen. Appreciate that. And they also announced that they're going to be releasing Stripes on 4K Blu-ray. This was in Columbia Classics Volume 2. That's also going to be getting a Sony 4K Steelbook release. Sony loves to do their solo 4K Steelbook releases, pulling them out of the Columbia Classics set. You'll see this at the end of February when it comes to The Social Network. That's also getting a 4K Steelbook release, which was also in Columbia Classics Volume 2. I know a lot of people are huge fans of Stripes. They're going to be thrilled to be getting this on 4K Blu-ray. It's a very good 4K Blu-ray. I'll probably review these here on the channel. So for people who are interested in picking up Gandhi and Stripes on 4K Blu-ray, I'll do reviews of those discs so you know if they're good or not. I remember them off the top of my head. I haven't seen Gandhi. Gandhi was actually the first movie out of the Columbia Classics Volume 1 I watched, just because I hadn't seen it yet, and I had heard one of my favorite critics, John the Outlaw Roca. He was a huge fan of Gandhi. They actually did a full breakdown on one of his shows called The Cinephiles, and I'm like, I have to see that movie. So even though Columbia Classics Volume 1 actually had Lawrence of Arabia in it, which is another great 4K Blu-ray disc that, if you haven't seen that, it's packed in there as well. I had to see Gandhi first, and I loved it. Gandhi is great. Should it have won Best Picture over E.T.? I mean, we only really talk about E.T. nowadays. I mean, I hope people talk about Gandhi. Like I said, I love Gandhi. I'm not upset that Gandhi won Best Picture. That's the tough thing. When you like a movie, but then you look at E.T., which is my favorite Steven Spielberg movie, I'm like, poor E.T. Should have won. I think he won enough, though. He did win at the box office, and I'm sure Gandhi didn't make that much money. So, they get the award. Steven Spielberg directed E.T. Steven Spielberg's doing just fine. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it here for the news on Let's Talk Physical Media. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's show, and if you did, don't forget to hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, share this video if you could. We also have channel memberships, guys, so if you want to become a friend of the channel, a producer for the channel, like John Doe Juggalo, who has a great YouTube channel as well, you guys should really check him out. He's just a fantastic guy with a great YouTube channel and loves physical media, so if you're a physical media fan, check him out. And you can also become a channel director like Mr. Smelly Potato. And then, of course, the great Frank from Frank's Media Reviews, who you guys know about his YouTube channel. He hosts a great live show almost every single Tuesday, puts out great videos almost every single day, and again, just an all-around great person. So check out his channel as well. And there's plenty of other great physical media channels I can recommend you guys. So if you guys are a fan of 4K Blu-rays, and just collecting, make sure you guys go check out their channels. All of them are great. The physical media community is one of the best ones out there. But anyway, guys, I'll stop rambling on. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your week. Get out in those streets. Tell your friends about us, and then we'll be seeing you around.